Okay, welcome to the next page. Only one question on here. Uh, Amy's family went to an amusement park while they were at the beach. She decided to ride the Ferris wheel so she can look out over the ocean, but she was disappointed to find out that there is a 35-foot tall building blocking her view for part of the ride. Amy's height from the ground as she travels around the Ferris wheel can be found using the following equations, where t equals time in minutes from the beginning of Amy's ride. Using what you know about inverse trig functions, find out how long it would take until Amy can see over the building. So she can see over the building when she is 35 feet in the air, so we need to figure out when is h equal to 35. So we'll set 35 equal to h is equal to 50 sine 2 pi over 3 times t minus 3/4 plus 60. So we're going to start by subtracting 60 from both sides. So we will subtract 60 from both sides. 35 minus 60 is negative 25, which is equal to 50 sine 2 pi over 3 t minus 3/4 minus 6. 60 went away. Next, we are going to, let's divide by 50. So that way that will go away. Negative 25 divided by 50 is a negative 1/2 is equal to sine of 2 pi over 3 times t minus 3/4. And at this point, we can take inverse sine of both sides. So inverse sine of negative 1/2, that's going to be pi over negative 1/2. That's going to be negative sine, so sine of 1/2 is going to be negative pi over 6, and negative 5 pi over 6, which is, so we're going to have two solutions here. 11 pi over 6. So we'll have 11 pi over 6 plus 2 pi k, and we will have the other one is 7 pi over 6, I believe, plus 2 pi k. And both of those are going to be equal to 2 pi over 3. And times t minus 3/4, and 2 pi over 3 times t minus 3/4. So let's look at, so we'll call this case 1, we'll call this case 2. So we have 11 pi over 6 plus 2 pi k is equal to 2 pi over 3 times t minus 3/4. So to start this off, I'm going to say this. She will be, we only want the first time she's over 35 feet. We only want the first time. So we do not care about extra rotations. And so since this question is not asking about extra rotations, we actually do not care about this 2 pi k. We do not care about this 2 pi k. We just want the first time that you go over 35 feet. Not the second, not the third, not the first, just the first time. So we really don't even need the 2 pi k anymore. That said, let's multiply both sides by the reciprocal of this. So we'll multiply by 3 over 2 pi. The pi's will cancel out. This 3 will turn that 6 into a 2. And that gives us 11. 11 over 4 is equal to t minus 3/4. And then finally, we will subtract 3/4 from both sides. Subtract 3/4 from both sides. 11 minus 3 is going to be 8/4, which is just equal to 2, is equal to t. So case 1 is t is 2 minutes. Case number 2 is going to be 7 pi over 6 is equal to 2 pi over 3 times t minus 3/4 multiplied by the reciprocal on both sides. So we're going to multiply everything by, so times 3 over 2 again, 3 over 2 pi. Pi's cancel out. This 3 turns that 6 into a 2. And we end up getting, and that cancels out there. And we end up getting, that's going to be 7 over 4. So we end up getting 7 over 4 is equal to t minus 3/4. Then we're going to add 3/4 to both sides. Did I add 3/4 instead of? Oh, I made a mistake here. Sorry, back up. Algebra error. We should be adding to get rid of this. So this should be 14 over 4, which is 3.5 minutes. 3.5 minutes. Now, if we add 3/4 to both sides, add 3/4, that should give us t is equal to 10/4, which is 2.5 minutes. So we hit that, the Ferris wheel, or Amy, is going to be at 35 feet after 2.5 minutes and after 3.5 minutes. Which one do we want? Well, if we're starting at the bottom and we're going up, we want the first time she hits 2.5 minutes. So this right here should be our answer, 2.5 minutes. And then at 3.5 minutes, she'll be going down. Going down. This one is going up. And that's the one we want, the one where she's going up. And then how long will it take Amy to reach the top of the ride? So first we need to figure out, how tall is the ride? What is the maximum of the ride? So the max is just equal to the midline plus the amplitude. Well, our midline is 60. That's our mid. Plus our amplitude is 50 amplitude. So the Ferris wheel is 110 feet tall. So we need to find out when h is 110. So 110 is equal to 50 sine 2 pi over 3 times t minus 3/4 plus 60. We're going to subtract 60 from both sides to give us 50 is equal to 50 sine 2 pi over 3 t minus 3/4. And then we're going to divide by 50 to give us 1 is equal to sine 2 pi over 3 times t minus 3/4. Then we will take the inverse sine of both sides. So inverse sine of 1 is going to be pi over 2. It's the only answer, plus 2 pi k, which is equal to 2 pi over 3 times t minus 3/4. Again, since it's not asking how many times or when will every time, just the first time. It's pretty much just the first time. We can ignore all the extra rotations of the Ferris wheel. We can ignore all of those. We just want the first time. Just the first time. So it's going to give us pi over 2 is equal to 2 pi over 3 times t minus 3/4. Let's go ahead and multiply both sides by the reciprocal, 3 over 2 pi, to cancel out that bit. And then 3 over 2 pi over here. The pi's cancel out, leaving us with 3 fourths. Yeah, 3 over 4 is equal to t minus 3/4. Oh, don't need the parentheses. And then we will add 3/4, not making the same mistake we did last time. And so I get 6/4 is equal to t. So that should be a minute and a half. A minute and a half. That is curious. So, if you may or may not have noticed, in context, this question doesn't make very much logical sense. The math still works out just fine and normally, but it's weird that you hit the top at 1.5 minutes. I think whoever designed this question meant to put that as cosine. Cosine would fix that. I think should start you at a minimum. This is probably starting you at the middle. That'd be starting at a midline. Okay. So there are those questions there, even though they don't make a lot of contextual sense. That is essentially how they would work out. Okay. If you have any questions, email me and we'll get to the next page.